Hi, hello, fuck,
Wahoo!
everything in the
Yippee!
places, and I am so sorry. Okay, welcome to the Double D experience. Sometimes flustered, sometimes angry, but always with mixed feelings about Mario movie trailers. I'm gonna apologize to you all in advance right now. I'm all sorts of fucked up right now. That news about the Smash World Tour just dropped, literally as I'm pulling up to record my podcast with these fuckos. And, excuse me, our podcast with these fuckos. And, I'm just all sorts of flustered right now because parts of that news is shit I called forever ago. That's not what I'm here to talk about, though. I'm not gonna sit here and vent about some shit that my friends know nothing about.
But at the same time, we will talk about this trailer.
Yeah, we will talk about this trailer, though, and we're talking about it with none other than amazing featured guest. Third time on the show. We've never had a three-peat before. You're the first three-peat. You're the first three-peat. Yeah, you should be proud of that. The one, the only, BandiPat? BandiPatty? The one and only.
God has let me live another day, and I'm about to make it everybody's problem!
I don't know if we're gonna eventually start using webcams on the show, to record, but if we do, that'll be the reason. I've been thinking about that as part of the oh my god!
I'll probably wear like a
I have too much power here.
You're gonna make
me too much money.
You're gonna make me barf. I swear to God. I'm already so flustered and disoriented right now. The trailer fucked me up, then that news fucked me up, then I was late to record the podcast, and now you're just waving a fucking microphone back and forth all around like it's a goddamn first-person Sonic video. And I can't.
Don't you mean
I can't.
You mean a camera, right?
Yes, whatever that means. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's like that thing in porn that whenever you see porn, you ever see like behind the scenes of porn and they have a camera on the guy that's shooting them having sex?
Yeah.
My shit just deflates when that happens.
No,
because it ruins the immersion that this is just...
No. But like, that's the thing. Like, people don't understand like just how, like, I mean, in any sort of like movie making process, even like outside of porn, even just like, you know, actual productions, it's like very much like you almost forget that these are all people all lined up on this one spot to record these 30 seconds, and they're getting paid by the fucking hour to watch this dude literally destroy this woman on the bed. And it's just like, and like, you know, and the guy, like, let's say just the boom mic guy.
Yeah.
He's just got his hand over, right? He's just got the mic like this, got the headphones on and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, yo, just hurry up and bust this nut, man. Take a shit. I need to take a shit like so bad, bro. Like, just hurry the fuck up. Bust that nut.
Just take like
for my asshole, like, please.
You're holding like the back of like the fucking boom mic, right? And you're just like tapping it in between his ass cheeks, like, hey. Like, just right up against his prostate, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, like get that shit just, like, going a little bit. We have a guest. How are you?
Hurry up,
how are you, BandiPat? How are you doing today? Welcome back. Welcome back to the show, yeah.
I'm alright.
It's good to see you. I'm really sorry that you, I'm really sorry. I know you wanted to whip out your drums, but me being the piece of shit that I am, I showed up late and fucking you did thing. I'm really sorry about that.
Hey, you're good. Hey, you're not a piece of shit, man. You're the piece of shit.
I'm aware of that. But Mr. Piece of Shit was my father. And for what it's worth, I'm really all sorts of flustered right now. So if you were banging on the drums in the background, I'm not gonna lie, it would actually probably give me a little anxiety right now. Not that I would have let that stop you, but you know, I would have been fine with it.
Why are you flustered? Why are you flustered, David?
I'm flustered because I heard Mr. Man speaking like full sentences. And it kind of tickled my asshole the wrong way again. I ain't gonna lie to you. Dude, I'm like, ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like I said earlier. I had hopes that the first trailer just didn't give us the voice good enough, and I was wrong, and now I'm upset.
Yeah, I my whole time we were talking about the Mario movie. I think we said that just in case that isn't obvious to you guys. But I'm in the same boat because like I literally thought we only heard him say, "What is this place?" And so like I thought it wasn't that big of a deal. And then like as he's running with Toad, he goes like, "Mushroom Kingdom, here we come." And I heard a little bit of diction. I heard a little bit of fucking diction in there. And it was fine. I'm like, he's gonna talk like a little bit like a shitty white guy doing a New York accent. It's fine. You know, but...
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
He sounds like the default fucking
Dude, he sounds like the default voice for like a character you made on a customization screen. Like there was like 3 voices and he picked like the most generic sounding one, like off of a character customization screen.
You're going through the grunts, it's like
Yeah, like
all the different pitches.
And he decided on the most generic one and just thought, yeah, this one. This is the one. And then you're just like,
oh, this is the one.
And if it weren't for the oh my lord, I have to reiterate something that I said quite a bit ago. One voice actor to another that we have in this call with us right now. Here's the thing. I have to reiterate this before we go into the meat, into the mud pile of the psyche's inner machinations of my dick. But like anybody who's still saying that Chris Pratt is a bad voice actor because you don't like his performance in this movie, you are proving to me that you do not understand the craft of voice acting.
Bingo.
And I am no expert. I am not a professional in it. But
I'm not even in it at all, and I'm like agreeing with everything that these two are saying as well. Like I think anyone who really is going off the rails and just saying like really wild, dumb shit like Chris Pratt is a terrible voice actor, there is honestly something brain dead about you, and you got to get that shit checked out, low key. And
the thing,
yeah, like I don't know. I think I'm just kind of speaking for David here. It's like,
yeah,
our problem isn't that, like, it isn't because we think he's bad at it. Like, obviously not. Like, he's already proven himself, and we reiterated this like a couple episodes back. Like, he's perfectly fine as a voice actor. He's
Lego Movie, Onward.
Like, yeah,
he's
proved
his role
himself.
in Onward, he was perfect for that part.
Yeah.
They needed a younger sounding discount Jack Black. They got it, and it was perfect with Chris Pratt there. But like, everybody thinks like if Mario sounded like a wahoo, a wee, if he sounded exactly like he does in the game, speaking in full sentences, you'd hate it more. You just think you wouldn't, because like you hear Pratt and he sounds like me. And you get upset because of that. Here's the trick, right? Voice acting, there's a humongous difference between being a voice actor and being an impressionist. Okay? Mel Blanc, when he created the voice of Bugs Bunny, was not doing an impression of somebody else. He was taking bits of people he heard from Brooklyn. He wanted to add a little bit of a Brooklyn combining sound with like a little Jewish in their accent for Bugs Bunny. He wasn't doing an impression of something else to create something iconic. It was a piece of him that he put into Bugs. When you're being a voice actor, you don't want to like be the guy who does impressions of other like more popular voice actors. You want to be the voice actor that people eventually do impressions of. And how do you do that? You don't try to sound like a prior character that already exists when like you're creating a character. The trick to being a good voice actor, you want to know who you want to sound like? You want to sound like yourself. That's the important part when it comes to voice acting. You want to sound like yourself. All these characters that you love and are original in these stories, they're extensions of the actor. That's why they're so iconic. You know, Bugs Bunny is iconic because Mel Blanc wasn't doing an impression of a prior existing cartoon character. He wasn't trying to sound like Mickey Mouse. He was like trying to create his own thing, and then as a result, he created one of the most iconic video game. He created one of the most. Shut the fuck up. He created one of the most iconic.
Bro, I'm trying to send out a message right here, right before like I get back into this, and right before anything, I just hear you like fumble your words, and that just made me perk up immediately.
Yeah. Dennis loves when I fumble. He's like a real housewife. He likes tearing other women down. He's a woman.
As like a real woman would, obviously.
So point is, and Chris Pratt going into this because he's a good actor, he wanted to sound like himself. He wasn't trying to sound like Charles Martinet. He'd sound like a jackass if he tried to do an impression of that. So he's
low-key
not
disrespectful if he did.
Exactly, he knows that, and so he's doing his own spin on it, which is good. But it doesn't sound anything like in the wheelhouse of the character. And that is why Chris Pratt is not a bad actor. Just him for Mario was just bad casting. He was a bad choice.
It's an example of cast a celebrity because celebrity.
Yep.
Beyond that, it's not even just that. I mean, the thing with Chris Pratt is because of the characters he's played, I feel like he can embody the spirit of Mario.
Yeah.
confident like hero protagonist needs to build himself up, like kind of like a little outcasty at first, but then like learns to like love his skills and shit like that. That's part of who he plays in Onward. He plays like this huge self-loving nerd who doesn't give a shit that other people think he's a gigantic nerd because he cares about himself and loves himself so much that he knows that's who he is. Chris Pratt can embody that for Mario, but the fact that he still just sounds like him, it's like, like you could say like, oh, he's just trying to give a new spin on Mario or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So is, Charlie Day with Luigi. So is Anya Taylor-Joy with Peach, but like they still sound like, the wheelhouse of what those characters would sound like.
Yeah.
Pratt is so left field. And I knew that when they first dropped that gorgeous ass headshot of him like a year ago in that Nintendo Direct, where it just showed that serious ass face playing Mario, Chris Pratt, and I shrieked in the American Dream Mall, and people were looking at me because of how hard I was laughing. That I knew from the very start. Horrible. BandiPat, what do you think about everything I just said? Is there anything on your mind?
I think you pretty much just summed it up better than I ever could.
Yeah.
I'd agree. Yeah.
I do love Charlie Day's Luigi.
Twitch streamer, voice actress,
can I also say
drummer
something?
extraordinaire, BandiPat, because I realized I didn't say anything that you actually do at the beginning, probably because you've been on the show 3 times.
How you doing, guys?
Yeah, I think she don't need the introduction no more. I think
Bandy's a staple at this point.
Yeah.
Our most common guest.
Can I also just say something though about the whole thing? Because I feel kind of bad for Chris in this regard. The fact that he is Mario is the reason why that I think everyone's so laser focused, like just primarily like on that alone. I kind of thought about this a little bit, and I'm like, because amidst all the stuff I've seen, right? The movie looks great, just flat out. Like those trailers that we got were like 4 minutes, like in a lump sum.
Yeah,
4 minutes of it, and like we ate that shit up, and we all agreed like across the board, the shit looks fucking great. Like we have we have no trouble. Like we are gonna eat this shit up come April.
Literally one of the best visually pleasing animated movies I've ever seen in my life.
And I even said it before that this is Illumination's like a magnum opus. There's like I don't think there's anything else for a while that they're gonna come out of their I guess down their pipeline that's gonna match this as far as the hype, the scale of it, and at the same time it looks like a fucking marvel of computer graphics, of just CGI like in general. Like I think this movie's gonna go far. Like it's gonna do very well, and I hope it actually beats Avatar because if a Mario movie beats the most what was it, the most highest grossing box office movie, I think still like what 2022 still running at this time, right? Like I think what Endgame was close to beating it. I think it was like 4th, 3rd around there or something. Like I forgot, but like I could see it beating Avatar, honestly. Like I could
about
really
time
see
something beats Avatar.
Oh no, yeah, obviously, yeah, I know, yeah, of course.
Like it's about 120 million behind.
Endgame.
Endgame was behind 120 million behind Avatar.
Oh my god! Just missed literally just
so close.
Hit the rim and just bounced off the rim, man.
Dropped the ball in the fucking end zone.
I don't know, but again, like I'll say this much: Mario's bigger than Marvel, so like I think it definitely has a shot to beat all of them.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's true. That's true. I was about to contest that. I was about to contest you on that, and you're right.
It's like I don't think it's any question at this point. Like it's. I think a lot of I don't know. James Cameron probably is gonna make his money with Wet Blue Sea, the movie. It's like so. I mean, he's gonna make his payday, and like he'll
Wet Blue Sea.
Like
this time it's personal.
Yeah, this time it's personal because like all the human beings that he fucked over are probably gonna come for like Jake Sully's ass. Like probably like rape and kill his kids like in front of him. Like for like basically fucking them over. But
Jake Sully.
Like,
how does it feel
to betray your entire race?
For Blue Sea.
I still like I mean I might honestly I might actually have to go see the movie because my girlfriend does want to see it.
It's 3.5 hours.
I know. That's why like I have to go in with no water in me like at all. I can't even drink my like traditional icy. I can't do it.
Dennis,
I can't do it.
I'm not seeing that shit with you.
I know, no, you don't have to. I
can't do it.
No, it's fine. You don't have to. Like I'll tell you.
Yes, I do.
No.
I do because you're gonna come.
I will tell you like after I watch it, like my personal thoughts on it because it's like nobody ever really like. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say like, yeah, the first Avatar was just like a cinematic like masterpiece, like story all around. It's like no one ever actually said that. Anyone who does, I know that's the thing. Like virtually everyone that I've met, like the only thing that it was that one thing that I won't take away from it was that it was a box office success. Like number one,
for some strange reason.
Yeah, but money is money though in the end. Like and objectively speaking, like the numbers speak for itself. It's been number one for how many years? It's been number one for how many years?
It's about a guy who betrays his entire fucking universe
for alien pussy,
his species for sex.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's the
like
highest grossing movie.
For Bluesy, man.
At least it's relatable.
I don't know, man. Like, my point is.
Don't tell me you've never done that before.
Yeah, don't tell me you've never done that.
My point is, I mean, yeah, you're right. But my point is that like, but that was when I was young. You know, I'm older and wiser now, obviously, like we all are now.
I don't know about that. I remember you taking a little bit of a vacation some time ago while you had a little disease going around.
Oh, that wasn't me being wise. That was just me not giving a fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
There was no way that I was not gonna go.
You
at that
did
point.
that for Bluesy.
Oh, that was Pussy, not Bluesy.
All right, fine. All right, dabba dee, dabba die.
But my point is that like thing as far as like you know what we've seen and everything, I even think like come April and then once the critics like all like have their thoughts on it, like everyone's just gonna be pointing fingers at Pratt, and I like again I kind of feel bad for him because it's like I bet you even part of him like especially considering like him seeing all of the criticism that he's kind of getting now, I think it like his ranges from like straight up like hatred to like criticism, but like. Even he maybe is starting to kind of regret taking that fucking paycheck now at this point. Because it's like, no, because
Probably
at the very... I think it's half-half because, you know, it's Mario. This isn't just any role that you just say, oh, yeah, yeah, I'm Mario. Yeah, sure, whatever. Like, everyone knows, like, Mario's bigger than Chris Pratt. That's a fucking fact. Like, and even he knows it. And... I'm pretty sure part of him does, like, you know, obviously wants to do well in the role. Of course he does. Like, he's a man of his craft. And, like, of course he wants to, like, kind of do justice to the role. But I'd almost even go as far as to say that it's one of those few times where, like, I think there's no perfect man for the role. Like, because it's fucking Mario. Because it's like it's not just like someone, it's not like a character you just like pick up and say, oh yeah, I'm Mario now. Yeah, like that's gonna be on your resume forever. Like
you think like Italian, like you know, like if you want him to go like, because I wanted him to literally sound like he did in the Super Show. Because as much as
that would have been awesome.
Right? Like as much as people would have memed on that,
fantastic,
if he just comes out the gate like out of the like I walk into the movie and he just lands like flat down and he goes, oh my ass. Like I would have laughed, but at least would have fit. They even referenced
what's up
the
with
Super
all the
Show
mushrooms everywhere?
in the fucking promotional movie materials. They even referenced that shit. Like Mario has like holding a wrench in one of them, and it says "Plumbing's our game."
Yeah,
that's a lyric from the fucking title of the Super Show. Man, they know what they're doing, and they drive around in a van, in an unmarked vehicle, saying like, "Yeah, we'll fix your fucking pipes." And, it's all just there. I would have preferred that, but then who are they gonna cast? Like fucking Michael Imperioli.
Yeah, like
he also would have sounded kind of dumb.
Oh, or even
Danny DeVito.
If
DeVito,
if Gandolfini was still alive,
I think Danny DeVito would have pulled it off.
Danny or I think James. Honestly, they're the only two like short, stocky, stumpy, like kind of like like little round in the stomach, like Italians.
They're a little more than a little round.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, well, James is dead. Oh, like he's not fat no more. He's
probably
dead.
a little less round nowadays. But I feel like we're gonna read articles later on saying we considered this, and we got scared, and thought it would sound dumb.
Can I? I'll even say like I'm right now. I'm like not like in full criticism mode on Chris, but like I do have my gripes with it. I think I'm really gonna go from like, oh, I didn't like this to damn, I feel kind of bad. Like by the time the movie comes out, I really think I will.
A lot of money. Don't feel.
No. It's not even like the money that I'm talking about, or even just like like that he, because like I'm only saying it again because of the fact that again it's Mario.
Yeah.
Like it is the biggest, most recognizable fucking video game character, a fictional character in general, in the entire world.
How do you, Bandy? Like, how do you feel about all that? You're our guest. I feel like I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
I really don't want to talk too much without you being able to get your word in. I already banned you from using your drums indirectly, so I feel terrible about that. And it's been 20 minutes, so please take the floor.
Yeah.
Any and all thoughts about what we just said about the movie in general, please.
I kind of just been when it comes to Chris Pratt, I've just kind of been teeter-tottering for a while on. Do I like it or is it Because like I'm not somebody who grew up with Nintendo. I only really started appreciating it in the past few years.
Mm-hmm. What did you grow up with? Could you pull up your sleeve real quick and show us what you grew up with? Pulls. That's not your sleeve.
Is it this
but
one?
okay.
Is it this one? No,
you're the one with the.
Wait a minute.
Did you forget which arm you had your fucking.
Wait a minute.
I need no. I hate to do this to you, but I need to know. Was that a joke? Or did you actually forget which arm you had?
I did.
Yes.
I actually did.
Betty, no.
My official statement is yes.
I've been living with these things for 3 years.
Bro, I think
I'm sorry.
you kind of forget
What,
sometimes,
arms?
man. You kind of forget.
You've been living with arms for 3 years?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, me too. I have my arms. If you take
Bro,
one of these, because I love
imagine
arms so much. Just greatest game ever made.
Oh yeah.
Bro, imagine like you wanted to jerk off, but you have no arms. That I would
use a pillow.
I would just suffocate myself with that pillow. Like, you know, like right at that point, it's like, okay, yeah, life is.
People have gotten creative, I imagine.
I know, yeah, obviously.
Fleshlight. You would have to get a fleshlight.
With what arm?
Have somebody order it for you, Dennis.
If you live by yourself, you're gonna tell someone. You're gonna tell someone, hey, could you get that fleshlight across, like on that desk? You're really gonna tell someone to come in and just put that right on your dick? Come on, man.
If you're desperate enough. Yeah.
I would never ask that for my roommate, ever.
Dennis, if you live by yourself, you're not having sex.
That's why I'm a gentleman and I would just off myself, man.
I can't imagine
would never
people
ask
with no
that.
arms. I can imagine people with no arms have found ways to get around.
All right, here's a question.
I mean,
is it harder to find a creative way to jerk off when you have no arms? Or is it harder to jerk off when you have like the sort of giant springy arms, like like from the game arms, like you know when they have like those giant things, and they literally can't wrap their arm around like to angle it right towards their crotch enough?
you know, someone is literally just gonna come on the comments and they're gonna say like,
"How? They're not gonna be able to type?"
No. So guys, by the way, all of you guys apparently have no arms. No, but I'm saying like someone's
going to hell for that one.
Someone in the comments.
Don't worry, me too. I laugh with you. You're not going alone.
I was laughing internally, but like I'm pretty sure someone in the comments is gonna say like, "Oh yeah, this and this way," and it's gonna be like the most like it's like, why did you think of that? Like, unless I don't know, maybe like I'm like I'll look stupid or we all look stupid. It's like, oh yeah, you could have just done that, and I'm like, oh, you know, like, wow, don't I look stupid now?
You
like,
just gotta wait till like it gets hard, and then like lean your head all the way down to it, and like in between the friction of your head and a counter, you just gotta like thrust it forward. That's the only thing. Or if you just like dry hump a wall, I don't know, like
just duct tape the fleshlight to the desk,
or your feet, or if you're flexible enough, literally use your feet.
Or just do it to the wall. I mean, if you're in the shower, you could always just, like, you know how like girls like just stick a dildo like on the wall. It's just like, okay, you could just stick a fleshlight like against the wall, and just fuck that.
I want to say that I've never met a woman who does that, but I probably have, and I just don't know it.
Oh, there's plenty of them. Trust me.
Bandy, do you have a dildo on your Don't answer.
I mean,
Unless you want to.
if you're brave enough, anything can be.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that? Oh, that was just a pen. Okay.
Yeah, it's pen.
Shampoo
I feel like
bottle.
that's like more. That's like way more danger of like getting lodged into like your ass and getting lost, like rather than just being a like pleasurable sensation. I would imagine.
I mean, how would this work?
Well, that's too. That's a.
Well,
okay. Well, okay.
Well,
First of all,
anything is possible.
you better pray you don't have. You better pray you don't have.
You just gotta like believe in yourself. I can stick this up my ass. I will do it.
If you just believe.
Wait, so David, I have a question for you then.
Oh, what is it?
Amidst all of this, right? All this hot controversy about this
buttholes
development.
aside.
Yeah, the buttholes aside, obviously.
Yeah.
Because guys, this is some behind the scenes. David let me know that it's gonna be a bit of an uphill battle for him watching this movie and hearing Chris Pratt's voice. And I kind of want to just validate this with you. Like, is it like, is that still how you feel? Like, despite kind of what you saw towards like the last like 10 seconds and hearing his diction.
Well, if my opinion has changed in the last half hour since I said that to you,
just curious because you did hear it.
Yeah.
You heard what you wanted to hear.
Ow. Yeah. It feels like we're living in some sort of Twilight Zone, man. And I mean that with my whole chest. This Chris Pratt being casted as Mario sounds like a joke that you make when you say, well, thank God Donald Trump could never be president. And then it happens.
At least it's not raining.
It sounds like the kind of thing that you say could never happen ever. Oh, Kanye West is never going to be president. Ever. And then it happens. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like something that never in a million years would ever happen. Something that would be a joke in somebody's stand-up special, but it is the actual reality we're living in. It feels like, the media has like a certain formulaic nature as to who they cast in things and like what would surprise people, what would people like.
Yeah.
And with Pratt, they just threw that all the fuck out the window. It like just doesn't make any sense. And I feel like it's like the money talks or something else. I don't know. But the thing is, man, it's like, the reason I said like it's gonna feel like an uphill battle is because literally everything else is perfect. It's one of the most visually pleasing movies I've ever seen, like just from watching it in like the trailers alone. Keegan-Michael Key is perfect as Toad. He fucking looks like him.
Yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
That took me a second. I was like,
Anya Taylor-Joy
looks like a penis.
Kinda does.
You're not disrupting us by using the soundboard in case like you're like hesitating. You can do whatever you want, honestly.
Oh, sick.
Oh no.
Skip it.
Nice.
What the dog doing?
Anya Taylor-Joy is perfect as Peach. She fucking looks like her. I mean,
Yeah.
I will say, Peach has a little bit of like the same treatment as Mario, and I low-key felt like they were gonna do this when they announced this trailer, because I'm like, okay, we're definitely gonna hear what Peach sounds like in this trailer, and I got scared because I'm like, are they gonna give her the same treatment as Mario? And they kind of did. She has a little bit of like the default like leading lady voice, while Mario has the default like male protagonist voice, which I guess makes sense considering the counterparts from each other in any movie. Like, I'm not surprised they went that route. If she was gonna talk that high pitched throughout the whole movie, I guess that'd be hard. But at the same time, it's just like, I get the portrayal and it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Little girls are gonna love it as well, as well as little gay boys, little in betweens, whatever.
Non-binaries, all them. Like, they'll eat
but
that
for
shit up.
me, watching it, I was just like, ugh. At least Charlie Day can sound a little bit.
But you also felt less about it than Mario, right? It was definitely like their feeling towards it was just. Like, if your feeling for it with Mario was up here, Peaches was like just a bit like over here. Like,
that's a perfect way to describe it. Like, I was minorly upset about Peach. It really does not matter at all. I still like how it sounds.
Yeah.
Like, it's
on Mario.
Pratt, he's really my only problem with the movie. And even watching Rainbow Road, I smiled. I grinned from ear to ear. You guys literally watched me watch the trailer for the first time a half an hour ago.
I was grinning again that was the second time I watched it. I was like, oh shit!
But I didn't feel the pain in my cheeks that I know that I would get from grinning even harder if I felt more immersed. I don't think Pratt is going to completely destroy my immersion, but I know that there are going to be times where he's going to pull me out.
He won't destroy it. He'll just be taking a piss on it.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, it's still there and it smells, but, like, it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like a urinal cake.
Yeah,
It's
you know.
been there for too long.
Do you have the same
Tasty.
reaction to Pratt as me, Bandy? I mean, like, how did you feel about that whole debacle? Again, still, it's fine.
Very it's fine.
It's
It
just
could
like
be
still
better.
teetering. It's still teetering a bit.
Pretty much.
I think none of us will probably
Like everything
have...
else, I agree is it's perfection.
I think also none of us will probably have like our true opinions until we actually watch the thing. Like, I think it's just like we're all just spitballing here, and obviously, like, you know, by the time we get to the theater, like, I don't know. I guess we'll just know, like, right then and there. Like, the first 10 minutes of the movie is honestly just gonna be what makes it or breaks it for David.
No, but that's the other thing, man. All of my that's another thing that I'm hoping doesn't ruin it for me, because literally all of my predictions about this film, every single one, have come true. And I would like either of you fine friends in this call to side bet with me if you disagree with anything I say, because holy shit, some of it was obvious and some of it wasn't, but I literally told people movie's gonna start in Brooklyn. It's gonna start in Brooklyn. They're gonna go back to the lore where they're originally from Brooklyn. He's gonna get launched out of a warp pipe to, like, start, and he's gonna be like, what is this place? And that's exactly what fucking happened. You look at the background of that fucking poster, the street just says Brooklyn. It doesn't say a street, like 42nd First Street, like 23rd Street.
There was
it
a
just
post.
says Brooklyn.
Yeah, it just said post and then Brooklyn Street. Like, it was... Like, I honestly, it was the most low-hanging fruit that I've ever seen, and...
Oh, Dennis, what are you talking about? You never been to the the famous deli on Brooklyn?
I never been to Queen Street. I never been to Manhattan Street or New York Street or, you know, Brooklyn Street.
Oh, okay.
Never been
Big
there.
Apple Way.
Big Apple Way, Boston Street, Philly Street.
Big Apple Way sounds like Hawaiian.
Sounds like a band.
Sounds like a band. Sounds like a restaurant. Sounds like a low-key, like, little one of those, like, food carts they see, like, out in the city sometimes.
If you're
like,
the
Big
guy
Apple
that
Way.
goes to a fucking Applebee's when you go to New York,
kill yourself.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I mean, well, if you're gonna have to go to New York to go to an Applebee's, come on, bro.
If you come up here to New York, you have to have a Speedy.
Yeah,
Like,
you have to have the $1.50 pizza and the drink combo. Like, you gotta have that, man.
I like the way their jalapeno poppers at the New York one taste better.
I went to a TGIF back then, like, in the city. I went there once. It was terrible.
Never again.
It was $22.
Got food poisoning.
$22 for a fucking burger, man. It wasn't even that good either. Wasn't even that good. Holy shit.
God. Point is, all of my predictions have come true. Everything. And so I have another prediction that I have for this movie. You know, Charles Martinet is gonna. Yeah.
Stan Lee cameo.
You want to say no? Fuck you. You want to say yours first, or do you want me to say mine?
Sure.
Okay.
Charles Martinet is in the movie. We know that.
Yeah.
We know it's going to be a backstory
Ooh,
or an origin story film.
If you say the same thing as me, I'm going to lose it.
Oh boy. I think Mario and Luigi are going to have a plumbing company.
Yes.
And in their advertisements, Charles Martinet is going to be them putting on their Italian voices in their advertisements.
Oh.
That would be so cool.
Oh, actually, yeah, I would like that. I'd like that a lot.
That was not my prediction at all, but that's more realistic. That's like, I mean, you're already on the money. They literally do have a plumbing company. The promotional trailers leaked yesterday, and they have a van. It says Super Mario Brothers Plumbing.
I haven't seen those.
They leaked. They were on Twitter.
Did they?
It wasn't official yet.
Send him over.
Because I remember.
I'll send them to you right now.
The memes that they made out of those fucking promotional images. Like, the ones that David sent me was just so funny. Like, the one about Peach where, like, it was, it looked like a smoking, like, you know, character card for Smash. It's like, she can do anal, Peach.
Yeah, I just said that. All right, check out the photos. They're uploading. Whatever. Point, you were actually up. Your prediction was already right.
Oh,
Your prediction was literally already right, Bandy. Like they do have a plumbing company in the fucking movie, which
well, damn.
Well, god damn, we got ourselves a smart lass. My prediction. I think, especially considering that Pauline is apparently in the film as well. She's in the background of one of the posters I just sent you, Bandy. Yeah, here, let me send you like the full pic. Hold on.
The enhanced version.
And codename Kids Next Door.
Computer enhance. Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. You see her?
Yeah.
My prediction. I think there's going to be a post-credit scene for this movie. There always
absolutely.
is. There were post-credit scene for the fucking Sonic movies. You can thank Marvel for that. A movie is not cinema, apparently, anymore, unless there's a fucking scene after the credits.
Even the Weird Al movie had that.
Did it? Oh, we didn't even talk to you about the Weird Al. We'll talk to you right after I make my last prediction here. Thank you for reminding me. I'm so sorry. Bandy, I'm so fucked up today. Literally, I just had like groundbreaking news sent to me. Like right before we started recording, and the thing with the Smash World Tour and everything. I'm so sorry if I'm fucked up. If I'm like,
it's okay.
I'm really sorry. I'm sorry.
I will give you head pats.
Thank you. I appreciate them. I think there's going to be a post-credit scene for Martinet's cameo, and I think he's going to voice Wario. I think Wario is going to show up at the end, and he's going to be the antagonist of the next movie. That's what I think.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, because like I haven't seen Hi nor him anywhere, and there were Yoshis in this trailer, so now we know Yoshi's in it, which made me really happy. I was a little worried about that, and that's what I think, because I just don't know who the fuck else he could voice. Like, your prediction was crazy. That's awesome. Like, I really hope that's the case. Like, they have like some sort of like cartoonish, like even more cartoonish versions. I'm like, Carla Super Mario Brothers are plumbing. We're gonna clog your pipes. Are so good. You won't even feel it.
Where's the leak, ma'am?
Where's the leak, ma'am? Oh,
Finland!
Well, I've done all I could do. Okay.
Open sesame!
Open sesame.
Well, I've done all I can do.
That's good.
I tried.
It was.
Oh, fuck. God damn it, SpongeBob. This job sucks. Well, I can't wait to go home and smoke some gas. I was wondering if I could cop some of that pineapple under the COG pack. Alright, that's enough.
SpongeBob Run, I just gave him $6!
That video is one of the greatest things ever put on the internet.
You've seen that?
Yeah, of course I've done. I was fucking quoting.
Oh.
That was what I was quoting, my friend.
I'm tired too, don't worry.
SpongeBob, what the fuck are we doing in the projects? If we don't have anything else to say about the Mario movie, you can tell us all about your experience with Weird Al. You want to just jump right into that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That was...
Because that movie, I watched the trailer for that fucking film, and oh my god. The fact that it's also making fun of how inaccurate biopics can be sometimes is perfect.
And the entire thing, almost the entire thing is either exaggerations or just completely made up, but there are bits of truth actually sprinkled in there.
Yeah, like, doesn't he fuck Madonna in it?
Yeah. He does. He does.
Oh, shit.
There's a whole plot point about how Madonna's trying to get Weird Al to parody one of her songs so that she can have a sales boost.
And she fucks him to do it?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I doubt Madonna signed off on that in real life. There's no way.
And there's a bit where she's like trying to seduce him in his home, and she's saying shit like, "Oh, there's there's only one bedroom that I'm really interested in," and he's like, "Well, let me show you to the laundry room." And he's just not getting it.
Oh my god!
But
the worst part, that was probably based off an actual fantasy that Weird Al had. He's probably
maybe
they were probably talking in the boardroom and shit. He's like, "Yeah, I wanted to fuck Madonna.
Yeah.
We all did. She was hot as shit. It never happened.
What?
But
Was she?
I want. Back then, yeah. I mean, she was young, she was 80s hot, is what she was. Like the big hair, you know what I mean? Where, like, the huge hair, which, like, no one in our generations are attracted to now.
Or could pull off, for that matter.
Or could pull off, yeah. Unless your name rhymes with Fanny Bexdang. You're the only one who could pull that look off.
Like, it's like, I don't know how much I should even spoil, but it's like
I don't care personally. You can spoil
as
the
the
movie
movie goes on.
Spoil
as the movie goes on,
fuck the audience. Who cares?
It gets even more and more ridiculous.
Yeah,
like the line between fact and fiction is just completely broken, and it by maybe the third act, it's all bullshit.
Yeah,
like we start out like in the movie, Weird Al got his start because his mom bought him an accordion from a salesman.
Yeah.
That actually happened.
Okay.
What didn't happen in the movie was that his dad was abusive. But things like that, little exaggerations with bits of truth thrown in. He actually did record his first single in a public bathroom. That happens in the movie. But once you get further in, like maybe an hour and a half in, it's like, I don't think he really went on a murderous rampage through the jungle to take out Pablo Escobar.
Shut the fuck up. That doesn't happen in the movie.
It does.
Oh my lord. I need to see this now. And honestly, don't worry about spoiling it for me, because the fact that you told me all this is low-key making it better. Because like I'm going to watch it, I'm probably going to laugh even harder now.
So when the trailer popped, right, and then when you watched the movie, like, was it completely just not what you were expecting? Like, when you watched it?
I knew it was a parody of the biopic genre. I didn't expect it to go as far as it did.
Yeah.
Like, there's they even twist the truth to the point where there was an entire plot point about how Weird Al actually wrote Eat It first.
Oh,
and then
really?
Michael Jackson wrote Beat It after that. And now Al's upset because he thinks that he's going to think everyone's going to think he's copying Michael Jackson.
Oh.
It's like a reverse Back to the Future. Like when Marty like wrote Johnny Be Good and then his cousin.
I think my favorite part is Al is trying to get a record deal. And Weird Al himself actually plays one of the guys in the movie.
Oh, does he? Oh,
that's very common. When it comes
actually
to
really
biopics.
like that.
If you're aware of, have you seen Catch Me If You Can?
No.
Catch Me If You Can is Leo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks movie. Spielberg made it about Frank Abagnale, who was just this guy, this teenager who just like ran away from home and did so much crazy shit. Like he became a pilot and everybody thought he was an adult. Like he like became a doctor, like, and like all this stuff. No one knew he was a teenager. Like he went out, like fucked like a bunch of women or whatever. Just like did all this like he was embezzling money is what he was doing. That's why the FBI was chasing him. He was like amazing at making counterfeit bills.
I think across the world.
Across America, across the world. And like the FBI just couldn't catch this guy for so long, right? And the real Frank Abagnale is in the movie, and he arrests like Leo DiCaprio like at the end when they arrest him. Like he plays the cop that arrests him at the very end. Like it's a very common thing for biopics to do when like they're making them about somebody. Is that the person it's about will literally be in it at some point. If
Wolf on Wall Street did the same thing.
If they're alive. I mean, most of the time when there's a biopic, half the time they're not even alive, and then they just do whatever the fuck they want. Which is why I'm happy that Weird Al. Not only am I happy that Weird Al is alive, because our friend in the call here is a very, very big fan of his, obviously, but like, also because like he was alive to like make this biopic the batshit thing that it was in parodying biopics. Because I don't know how many biopics you guys have seen. Every now and again, Hollywood takes way too many creative liberties.
Yeah.
Especially in these fucking like Stars and Apple TV exclusive shows and stuff. Like the thing about The Godfather. What was that show called?
The one about Coppola, right?
Yeah, the one about the making of the movie. Like the one literally about the making of the movie. Godfather miniseries.
Was it? I really wondered. Was it called like The Offer They Couldn't Refuse? Like they chose that as the fucking title.
It's called The Offer. Yeah.
Oh, The Offer. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like I'm sure there's parts of it that are accurate, but then it's like the same thing as every biopic, like sex and drugs and like all this crazy like exaggerated
That's all
stuff.
in the movie.
Oh no, yeah.
But the thing is that that movie's self-aware though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of Hollywood movies like glamour up biopics now to like add a little bit of drama. And adding a little bit of drama is okay, but sometimes they add so much and then like try to grant the illusion that this is what actually happened.
Yeah.
Weird, on the other hand, does all that, but takes it to such a hilarious extreme to the point where it's self-aware of what it's doing, and I respect the shit out of that.
Yeah. And like back to the joke, like Al's trying to get a record deal. Like actual Weird Al is playing Tony, one of the guys listening, and then his partner Ben comes up to Radcliffe Al and he goes, "You, Weird Al Yankovic, are the worst person I have ever met in my entire life." And actual Al's sitting there like, "Okay, you can stop now." That's probably my favorite joke.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, I just want to interject with one thing too. Like, at least as far as biopics, like I don't know, it's definitely like a slippery slope when it comes to them, because it's like, I mean, for one, if you're gonna watch Weird and you're going into it kind of knowing that, you know, it's clearly a parody of the genre itself, go ahead, have fun with it. Like, just go nuts. Like, it really don't matter. Like, but like, what, I don't know. But on the other side of it, biopics also shed light on a lot of shit that obviously, for one, we would have never looked up on Wikipedia, like, just flat out. Like, I watched the one about the founder of McDonald's. He was played by Michael Keaton, at least in the movie. And it's literally about, like, he was, David, pull up the name for me real quick. The name of the actual guy.
McDonald's movie. The movie's called The Founder, and Ray Kroc.
Yeah, Ray Kroc. So, and it was like that little bit of history, because, you know, it's McDonald's, right? Everyone knows what the fuck McDonald's is. Like, you could go to all the way down to South Africa and someone will know what the fuck McDonald's is. Like, everyone knows. And
menu will look a little different, but
but like, thinking, you know, about the topic itself, right? It's like the founding of McDonald's. Does anyone actually give a fuck? Like, honestly, like it would take a movie for me to give a fuck, because at least for me, whenever I ate my chicken McNuggets, I didn't think, oh, what was the history behind this chicken McNugget? I like, you know, and what was because the history behind it, and there was, if anyone knows, at least in the comments, the YouTube channel History Buffs, he did a whole like critique of the historical accuracy of the movie. And he actually, like, you know, breaks it down and says, for the most part, the movie got a lot of things right. And, like, the history behind it, like, and all, like, because apparently the first McDonald's was, like, this little, like, really tiny burger joint, like, out in San Bernardino, California. And, like, the location, I think, is still there to this day. Like, and they actually say, like, that's McDonald's, like, #1. Like, that is the first one, like, like, right. But there was this whole, like, but actually, funny enough, like, the system that everyone kind of knows, at least from the movie, was actually made by these two guys Ray met, and, like, McDonald's was their baby, and Ray, long story short, essentially legally stole the entire, like, franchise off of their hands.
So he Zuckerberged it.
He Zuckerberged it, yeah. And you know, then he went on and to call himself, like, the founder. And funny enough, I even, like, remember hearing that the CEO after Ray cleared it up and said that, he was not the founder. Because a lot of people were asking around, is like, so is he the founder? Is he the founder? And then the guy cleared it up saying that, like, no. Because in technicality, the guys who made the system, which they called the Speedy system, like, it was essentially like this almost like song and dance that they did in the restaurant to, like, get all this stuff, like, just bang, bang, bang it out. Like, cook, bang, boom. Like, it was actually really fascinating seeing, like, how they portrayed it. And now to my point about, like, I guess with this in biopics is that, like, I think, you know, because, I don't know, biopics is, like, really weird, I think, as far as a genre now, because back in the day, it used to be, like, I don't know, pretty, I guess more of a serious genre, and this is not pointing towards weird in any way, but it's, like, now it's almost like you could make a biopic about anything and anyone. Like, and somehow they'll make it interesting. Like, because, you know, that's just the way movies are. Like, that's how Hollywood is, right? You could literally take something as mundane as the making of paper, and you could make a whole 2-hour movie about it, and, like, I'll probably be hooked. Like,
something you and I both love, Goodfellas. Not a biopic, obviously.
No, yeah.
But it's heavily based on a true story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's why, like, it's... But I'm, like, wondering, like, damn, are they gonna, like, scrape the bottom of the barrel at least at one point with biopics? It's like, What, you're gonna make a biopic about the guy who discovered fire for the first time? Like we're gonna get to that point? Like what, 10,000 BC? Ugh. Like 10,000 BC could probably be a biopic like thing fucking 20 years from now, because it's like, no, this is real. This is how it happened.
They're gonna make a biopic about the guy who invented condoms, and they're gonna call the movie like Shafts. Some shit like that.
Like, I'm already waiting for the Shafted.
Yeah, that's better. That's
or rap shaft. Like, I don't know, like something just along those lines. Like it's like
wrapped in black.
And because like, you know, we've gotten so many already over the ribbed, lubed. Rubber. I just call it rubber. Rubber's fun.
That's already a horror movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Can't do that.
Rubber.
I mean, we're already making horror movies with Winnie the Pooh now, so.
And now the Grinch.
No, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
There is a Grinch. There's a slasher movie coming out inspired by the Grinch. The trailer dropped yesterday. It's called The Mean One.
Ooh. I actually do like the title, though. I'll give it that.
Oh my lord!
Just stabs a person.
That was my exact reaction.
He doesn't even look that much different than Jim Carrey.
Yo, they probably found
that's the scary part.
They probably found the old costume lying around in the closet. Someone's like, "Hey, we could use this, right? Yeah, throw it on him. Give it to him."
What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
What the hell is that Hannah Minx? No, it's not. No way.
It looks awful, and yet I am deadly curious.
He looks like he reminds me of like that disgusting Leprechaun movie. Like it really's got that like really B movie vibes, and I'm kind of for it, and also kind of like ew. Like it's like a mix of both.
Yeah. Now it's just linking me to like other horror movie shit. So spooky, too spooky for me.
Spooky, scared.
And I gotta say, like, fucking what was it? Shit. Hold on. Train of thought. Bye. See ya. Okay.
Take your time.
Okay. Yeah. There is. Seeing Weird Al in the movie, or like really in anything now, it's a completely different feeling because I always end up thinking to myself, I've met the guy.
Yeah.
I got to touch him. I got to hug him.
Mm-hmm. He's a general nice guy, right?
Yeah.
Like Weird Al? Yeah.
Twice. 3 times technically.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's not an r/nice guy. He's just a...
He's a very nice dude.
That's how I feel about fucking Randy. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I watch Randy, and like I know what it's like to actually experience one of his shows in person and like understand the illusion and still feel the illusion like in person, like despite being so close. Like, and literally talking to me. He called on me during his show.
Yeah.
You know how he does crowd work. Like he called on me like during like his fucking show, and he actually told me he was talking to like to the people behind me. He's just like, I was like, "Oh, hello, David. How you doing, David? You sound like you're really close, David. You sound like you're really close." I can't do a good Randy. Like, you sound like you're really close, David. He's like, "Yeah, I'm actually really close."
Oh, you sound like you're really close. Where are you?
Yeah, like that's better. Like, I'm like, yeah, no, I actually am really close. Like, my feet are actually up on the stage right now. It's like if I can feel you. It's like, but I'm taking my feet down because I don't want to be that guy. It's like, oh, you don't want to be that guy? No, I don't want to be that guy. Well, truth be told, I don't give a fuck, David, because I don't give a fuck if you keep your feet on the table because, you know.
I love when he does that bit.
Not going to know, like, yeah,
we have to watch Smug Juggles together still.
He used me as his, like, excuse to make that bit. Like, because he does that joke in, like, every special he does. Like, a variation of it. And I was his excuse to do it there. And I'm like,
it's a wonderful feeling.
It was a wonderful feeling. No, beyond watching Smug Juggles, which I still haven't watched, let's definitely make a point to do that sometime this week. I would love.
Yes.
Depending on where he is, you know he's touring in North America again next year, right? Yeah, he's touring in North America this year. Do you want to see him?
Hell yes, I do.
Yeah, let's try to work that out. Because no matter who I'm seeing it with, even if I would go by myself, which I don't want to, I'd rather go with you. Like theoretically, even if I would like had no choice to go by myself, Bandy's like, oh, I can't go, and then all my other non-existent friends tell me they can't come either. I'd go see him by myself because I want to see him again. He's actually performing at a lot of the same places, including the same comedy club that I saw him at, but he's probably going to be performing at a place that's more halfway. Well, let's talk about it later, because like it's called New Tour. He's calling it Feltopia, and I'm really anxious to see that. Plus Smug Juggles, because I want to see how many of the I want to see how many of the same jokes he did, like when he was testing the waters in East Rutherford, that he used in that special. Because he's wearing the same outfit, like that blue tux. So I'm imagining it's part of that same tour, really. Because like he filmed that special in Philadelphia. Like he didn't film it in Australia or anywhere else. He got fucking exiled from that country. Those are his words, not mine. That's why he said that he was doing like the North America and European tour. He's like, Australia just fucking exiled him.
I think he said something like that during the special.
Did.
Wait, did like something happen between him and like what, the Australian government? Like they like just told him to fuck off? Like you gotta leave?
There was no actual like legal protections, and you can't actually be a citizen of Australia if you are legally a puppet. So that's why they
there wasn't a whole lot of audience.
No, it's not. He didn't actually get exiled, Dennis.
There wasn't a whole lot of audience interaction.
I take shit like that too seriously.
No.
Probably because of COVID and the stage, like the front row. I was on the front row, but the stage was like still a good 20 feet away.
When did you see him?
This was in Rochester.
Oh no! Where I said when?
When? This was May 11th.
Oh, this May?
Yeah.
And they still had like those huge COVID precautions.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
A lot of places. The
experience was very restricted because of COVID precautions.
I don't know. It's just a lot of places don't give a fuck. Some places still do.
It's half-half. It's half-half.
Masks are still required, quote unquote, at Smash tournaments. Really, I was at Apex last weekend, and there were people not wearing them. But
yeah, Al, it was because like after the show, like everyone with the VIP badges, we were told to stay there and wait. About 20 minutes come by, we're lined up, and we go to like the cafeteria of the venue.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all sitting there, and I think it's his manager. He comes out, and he tells us, here's what's going to happen. All of you are going to meet Al twice. The first time we went in, it was like an in and out thing. It was for the picture. But we went into the room, and there was a clear plastic sheet between me and Al.
Oh.
And the picture was actually done professionally. Like, they had us in front of a green screen.
Oh.
And we went in, we took the picture. I think I sent it to you.
Yeah, you did.
So if you want to put that up in post, go for it.
Send it to me again before you leave.
I will do that right now, actually.
Okay.
Isn't
it like your profile? Wasn't it like your profile pic from back in the day?
It is on YouTube still.
Yeah.
There you go. But they had us in front of a green screen. They like photoshopped out the barrier and moved us closer. That was the result. It was an in and out with the photo.
Oh.
Everyone did that once. The second time through was when it was a little more personal.
Yeah.
Because the sheet was still there, but Al was like behind a desk with all the posters, and he was like signing all the posters, and it was that moment when we all got to like actually interact with him and talk to him.
Right.
I didn't know what else to say besides what I said last time. Is the fact that his music helped me a lot especially during my darkest years a few years back. And there's the poster.
Hey. Love it.
The posters there are the backstage pass and the tickets above that.
Yeah, I'm happy his art touched you in such a way when you needed it the most, you know, like that can come from some real deep places, you know, like my girl left me right before the pandemic started, and like I was fucked up. Like it took me so much longer to get over her than it would have, because like I literally, like they say, oh, life doesn't end, like you can go live your life and it just gets better all the time, except life literally did stop for a while, like, for this existential reason, and like nobody could just be like, because a pandemic's never happened before in their lifetime, so they couldn't be like, well, this happens too sometimes.
A pandemic on top of the pain of a breakup, it cannot be described.
No.
It sucks.
I would literally not wish that shit upon my worst enemy. It was the worst pain I've ever felt in my fucking life, honestly. But time healed that wound, and believe me, like I learned that it was for the better. You know, blah blah blah, all that good shit, and you know, I'm a stronger person because of it, and it's all true. It's all just real true. But it took so much longer than it would have. And the point is, there were certain YouTubers that touched me, that really got me through when I was waking up at like 4 p.m. every day. Like, because I had no reason to get up. I didn't have a job. There was nothing to do. Like, it was just so awful. Yeah. So I know how that feels, Bandy. You know, I never like to think. I mean, you and I are different in some ways, but we're very similar in other. And I'm not just talking about like differences in like the grand scheme of things and like how we identify. I'm talking about like differences in like just who we are as people. And there's a little girl in China who probably laughs at dick jokes harder than me and Dennis combined. You know what I mean? There's a language barrier, so I'm not gonna know. But point is, there's more people who are like you than you think. And it's an important thing to remember. It's easy to forget that sometimes, but it's an important thing to remember. And Weird Al knows how huge of an inspiration he is to people like you, and how important and how important he is, for those people.
Very humble about it.
And he's very humble about it.
He's probably heard that exact thing told to him thousands of times over, and I could still see happiness in his eyes and his face when I told him that.
Yeah, and that can be so hard for people, like, when they've heard it a million times, too, and they get desensitized to it. But when it's still authentic, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Important enough to make a biopic about it.
I would have loved to meet Emo Phillips, too, but that wasn't part of the package.
Evil who? Is that
Emo Phillips.
Is Emo Phillips.
He opened up for Al during the show, but we didn't get to meet him. If you don't know who he is, he's a stand-up comedian.
Okay. One
of the few PG-13 stand-up comedians who are actually funny.
Yeah, that's
and
hard.
He is and he proves that you don't need to drop a bunch of fuck words to have a joke land. And he's definitely not for everyone. He's got this stage character where he's like fidgety and slow when he speaks in a high falsetto kind of voice. But I also feel like that kind of helps the jokes land the way he tells them.
Right.
Because his style of comedy are what we call thinkers. Where the punchline makes you recontextualize the setup. One of my favorites, I think he did it during the show. To condense it, it was along the lines of, I was driving down the highway, swerving between the lanes because I was trying to change the radio. And just as I got the old one taken out, the state trooper pulls me over. I'm sorry, I shouldn't make fun of people's speech impediments. He tells me, can I see your license? So I give him my wallet, and he says, take it out of there. So naturally, the snake jumps in my face. He says, get out of the car and walk in a straight line. I do, and he says, you call that a straight line? Now, you know how sometimes in an argument, you can't think of the perfect comeback until it's over. What I should have said was, yeah? But what I actually said was, well, Professor Brainfart, the closest thing that you could come to drawing a straight line would be by creating an electroencephalograph of your brainwaves.
That's so detailed. I understand what you mean by that.
It is mostly one-liners that he does.
No, I get it. It's like
the stories.
Like he does certain things that help him get away.
My grandfather has the heart of a lion and a permanent ban from the zoo.
That's like a yogiism. I like that. Yeah. That one actually like made me laugh pretty too. Like yogiism. Like when there's a fork in the road, take it. Like that's it. He's all right now.
The way he closed it was he said he had a piece of paper and he said it was a list of his most frequently asked questions. And the one that he closed it on, he read the paper. What are the top 3 things that make you laugh the hardest? My sister's nipples.
What? What? Where the fuck did that come from?
Oh, that curveball. Oh my god.
Right out of left field. I mean, if you put it in perspective, I totally understand what you're saying. Like comedians do certain things that really like help them get away with certain things. And Randy is a textbook example of that. Randy does long monologues in between his fucking jokes. In between the like the fart jokes, or in between like the bits, the setups or whatever. Like he'll like have people roaring, and then like he'll do this long like philosophical monologue out of nowhere, and he gets away with that shit because he's entertaining to look at.
And there's always some sort of punchline at the end of that.
Yeah, and he usually creates a punchline at the end too. But like you watch him, and he also gets away with being such a high energy comic because like he's on his knees the whole time. Like not to fuck up the illusion, like he's not standing up the whole time. You know what I mean? Like he's on his knees. I saw behind the desk a little bit, so I didn't mean to. Like I was just where I was sitting. I didn't go like like I wanted to look and see him. Like I wasn't trying to fuck up the immersion.
see you.
I mean, he would do that because the desk wasn't all the way to the wall, so he would be talking to the people next to me who could actually see him. Be like, "Hello there, what's your?" Oh, I can see you. Like he would like, and like he could actually see him. It's like, Karen, don't ruin it. Don't ruin the magic. Don't ruin it for everyone else.
And being a puppet, he can be so expressive.
Yeah, he can be so expressive.
He can do so much stuff he just can't do.
He gets away with being
otherwise.
such a high energy comic too, like because of like the fact that he's not standing up the whole time, and gets away with the monologues that he does because like he's not a normal comic. He's not like a guy that you're just up there looking at, but he is because that's how you feel because his puppetry is so good that you literally forget you're watching a fucking puppet. I was in person looking at him and I forgot that I was watching a puppet. You just listen to what he says like a person and you never for a single second think to yourself, that's an inanimate object.
Yeah.
That I'm watching and laughing at right now. You never think about that. And he's just mastered the craft for that reason, you know what I mean? And like there's certain things he gets away with for that reason. You know
suspending your disbelief is like I think definitely something that I guess a ventriloquist kind of like comic would have to do. Like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, because Ahmed the Dead Terrorist annoyed the shit out of me. Well, annoys the shit out of me now because, like, you know, I didn't realize how unfunny he was until, like, I guess I got older. But, you know, back when I first saw him, like, I don't know, like, I mean, yeah, he was funny. And at the same time, it was just like, oh, yeah, it was a funny skeleton saying, you know, he's a Muslim and he's saying terrorist jokes. And then, you know, terrorist jokes were, like, all the rage in the early 2000s. So it was just like I don't know. What my point is that we're gonna run up on time. So like, but
I was just watching a little bit of Jeff Dunham this morning. At the Times, he was on Celebrity Family Feud. So like, it's funny that you mentioned that.
Is he still like? Is he still doing things?
He's not as popular as huge as he was back then, but he still is. He tours. He does his thing. He has dedicated fan base.
He's actually coming to my town in pretty soon.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I wouldn't mind. I don't think I'd mind seeing Jeff Dunham.
Me neither.
Oh, okay. Oh. Can I just say something real quick?
What's up?
I almost forgot that was Jeff Dunham. I thought his whole shtick was that he was Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. No. I forgot that. No, I forgot his actual performer's name the whole time. I was just like, yeah, Ahmed the Dead Terrorist. He was terrible. I don't like him no more.
Well, see, Dennis, that's how good his puppetry is.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You were so disillusioned that you forgot there was a fucking puppeteer.
I know. And
the puppeteer's on stage.
He's right next to him,
What's
man.
funny, as I was inspired by Jeff Dunham when I was like 16 to take up ventriloquism, so it's a useless skill that I have now.
Nice. But I always just blurred him out in my brain. I almost forgot that was actually him, like, there. Like, because I remember he was actually right there with the puppet, but I would always just blur him out. I just focus on Ahmed.
That's how you know it's working. You know, like the minor things that he does. Like when like he'll like have like the puppet do a little crowd work and then Jeff checks his watch to make it seem like he's just a person doing something completely different. You know what I mean? Like he'll do like shit like that, you know, like real minor things to make it seem like they're just two completely separate people, but yeah.
I did get a good chuckle out of one joke he did with two of his puppets, Peanut and Jose, were talking to each other in Spanish.
Yeah.
And he like tells them, "Could you not? I don't speak Spanish." And they just look at him like
He tried to put me in the vegetable steamer. Purple bastard.
The thing with Randy's monologues, I just remembered. I think we were talking about that on the last one we saw, the Book of Randicus.
Yeah.
When he told the story about how he got into comedy.
It was the best part of that special.
He told this long story about his uncle being fused to a motorcycle and being taken to the hospital. And the punchline was like, I'm in the waiting room and Seinfeld was on TV and he's like, I want to do that, now I'm here.
Yeah, Dennis, there's no video of that, but I want to send you that bit because that is literally the rest of Book of Randicus was honestly pretty mid. Like his specials only got better from there, but like the story about his uncle was one of the wildest shit I've ever heard in my life. We're about
the bookshelf story still lives in my head,
and obviously the Gumtree story, which like was like blew up.
And nothing is better than seeing like a comedian like really come into his own. Like it's like everyone's had like their mid specials, and then you see like as they go along, it just gets better and better and better. Even Bill Burr. Even Bill Burr had like really, specials. I've seen them, and I'm like, I laughed like twice, like in between 30 minutes. But like now is more recent stuff. Like I don't know. I don't know. I guess it speaks to me more. Like than a lot of his older stuff.
Randy only got better. I really honestly think he only got better. I mean, I do think Randy Writes a Novel was probably better than Purple Privilege by just a little bit. Like, just a little bit, and I loved Purple Privilege. But, I do think Randy Writes a Novel was slightly better, but still, like, there was still really more creative than Randy Writes a Novel in a lot of ways. Like, he just only got better as it went on. But, I think we're coming up on time now.
Do.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit.
So, I want to... Bandy, I know you're used to, like, the general shoot the shit when we come on these things. Like, last week we actually had Nega Man on, you remember, and we were talking about, like, dicks and, like, fuck, marry, kill, like, Peach, Daisy, Rosa and stuff the whole time, and it just bounced off having a third person in the room, which I feel like is definitely very you and more your specialty, so I want to apologize to you for having a topic going in.
Good.
Like, hey, how dare you? How dare us have a topic?
Having a topic
we had a
and
lot on our
actually
minds.
being late.
Yeah.
Well, you already know you're welcome. You already know you're welcome back on the show anytime. You already know that.
All right, 169.
That's way too far away.
Oh yeah,
that's way too far away. What's the next like very sexual number? Because we're getting into threesome territory. After this episode, there's 3 numbers. We're getting into threesome territory. Yeah, this is episode 99.
After.
Yeah. Next week, me and episode. I don't want to spoil it. Actually, I actually don't want to spoil it for you guys. But we're getting into threesome territory because next week it's episode 100. So what's a good like sexy threesome number? 101 maybe. Well, no, that's like 2 episodes away because 101 is like 2 people fucking an egg in the middle. Maybe.
I mean, the egg could be a chick, I guess.
111 looks like 3 people laying next to each other.
What number looks like an H?
Like an H?
Yeah. Whose Line did jokes about that?
Oh.
The letter H.
Oh.
Just a guy standing up, another guy bending over. H.
That joke legitimately just made me fart. I don't know if you guys heard it. I don't know if you guys heard it. I don't think my mic picked it up because it's on the other end of my body, obviously. I don't talking to my mic with my ass.
My cheeks hurt. Oh.
Yeah. We're getting there. I think it's that time. So y'all already know the drill. I'll do our plugs real quick. We're available wherever you get your podcasts. You already know this shit. We're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, a bunch of other shit that nobody uses. YouTube.com/Nintoonist, which is where I know most of you listen to. Y'all can go ahead and subscribe to the channel right down below. Give us a like, comment, follow. Leave us your questions. We'll answer them next week. And trust me when I say for DDE number 100, it's going to be big. You guys are going to want us to answer your questions next week. Just trust me and Dennis on that. And, we're also, check out our socials. We're on Twitter for however long Twitter will be around, at Double D Pod on there, and at the Double D Experience 21 on Instagram. I just farted 2 more times. You guys might have heard those ones.
Might be hunger farts, bro. You need to eat.
No, I'll
join you.
That's actually part of the reason I was late.
I'll join in so you don't feel lonely.
Oh, that was real. Dude. What? Oh. That was like a soundboard, and oh my god, that was like a soundboard, and I still somehow smell it. Oh, wait. No, that's my own actual fart.
This is why smell-o-vision should never be a real thing.
Yeah. I tried to do that with the fucking Wii. Well, not smell-o-vision. Not smell-o-vision, but like heat vision. Like if Link touched something hot, the Wii remote would get hot, and if he touched something cold, it would get cold, and they got rid of that feature because they're like, yeah, that's a fucking terrible idea.
That can't backfire really quick.
Wii remote's on fire. On fire! It burns!
It really feels like I'm getting 3rd-degree burns!
Alright, Bandy, give us your plugs. Where can they find you? What do you do? All of the shit. Like, do not be afraid to fucking shill.
Yeah, for yourself.
YouTube, BandiPat, BandiPat. Twitter at BandiPat96. There is an app, BandiPat. That's my old account. I forgot the password, so... Also, it's cringe. Don't go there. They probably will.
Not that you can stop them, because you can't delete the account because you don't have the password.
Shit!
And you can't even reach out to Twitter support anymore either. Because Elon's losing his mind over there.
And most of the time I'm on Twitch. That's BandiPatty. Just add a TY to it.
Yeah.
Because that's my new name.
Yeah. Twitch.tv/BandiPatty.
Where I play drums and sometimes play games.
Yeah.
And all the times, shit myself.
Variety. Yeah, variety.
Yeah. I'll pop in for a drum stream one of these days. I know the last couple of times I flaked on you pretty hard, and I apologize about that. I work
you're good.
a lot more than I should nowadays.
Your Nintendo during the holiday seasons.
Yeah, and the best part is because of the Smash World Tour shit, everyone's gonna hate Nintendo again. So...
But hating Nintendo's like a seasonal thing.
It is, like my job.
Every year. There's always something that they're gonna hate about them.
What do you do for Nintendo, by the way?
This time it has, like, nothing to even fucking do with them. Now it's mostly, well, not nothing to do with them. It's mostly Panda. I'm a merchandiser. They send me to a bunch of different stores, and I flex the product, make sure it all looks good, you know, take as much of the holiday heat off the store associates as possible by, like, taking, like, the Nintendo questions, like, from customers away from them. I do before and after reports about the sections, like, tell them what they need, make sure everything looks nice, you know, make sure nothing's broken. I'm a glorified quality assurance guy. Basically, but like, I stock out like all the Nintendo shit. Like, I make sure the stores don't have to do that. So like, I pretty much take the Nintendo section off their hands, like during the busiest time of the year for them, because Nintendo wants it to look nice and special. Make sure all the newest releases are out and all that stuff. Yeah, like I said, glorified quality assurance. Basically, that's essentially what I do. Yeah, no, it's not a bad gig, but it is temporary, seasonal. We're done. Ran a little long today, but you know how it is when we have guests. So we hope you guys enjoyed. We hope
you said
you guys...
long.
You said long.
you said long.
I'm
gonna fuck your mom.
Where did that come from? Fire. Oh, also, lastly, let us know how Dennis sounds. He has a new mic. I forgot to mention that.
I was gonna even announce it, but then I was like, you know what? It's really not a big deal at all.
We can re-announce it next week. It'll be nice and good.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. We love you guys.
Sounds pretty good.
Follow BandiPat on all her stuff down below, please. She's remarkably talented and is a wonderful guest. Stay tuned to whenever the next episode is that we'll have her on. We'll actually talk about the next most sexual number. I think it's 111. If I have to say,
I don't believe any of you. I don't believe any of you.
What do you mean?
69 is the number, man. Come on.
Well, yeah, but like we're not gonna wait until like.
But that's why I'm saying there is no second best. It's just that number.
All right, you might have to settle
111.
for
111. It looks like 3 dicks. We're a trio of dicks.
I just said that. All right, we're done. Fuck all you. Bye. We love you all.
This looks like 3 sticks.
We'll see you in your dreams.
I don't love you. I don't love you.
Let's off. God.
I hope I see you. No. Wait. Fuck!
No more memes. Only dreams now.